Okay, let's just get into it. You know that feeling, right? It's maybe 6.30 on your internal clock,
Hmm.
but the little creature on your chest has decided that 4 a.m. is the perfect time for a very loud meow fest
Right in your face.
directly in my face. Or you buy this expensive, plush, scientifically designed cat bed, and you come home to find them fast asleep in the cardboard box it came in.
Every single time.
If you're nodding along right now, you get it. You're part of this huge global community that understands the wonderful, maddening paradox of having a cat.
Things non-cat people just don't get.
Exactly. So today we're going past the funny stories. We want to dive deep and decode the feline code. We're talking about the precise scientific and psychological reasons for these bizarre but, totally predictable behaviors.
And we've pulled from everywhere, vet advice, behaviorist analysis, you name it, to really build the definitive guide here.
So where do we start? The biggest complaint has to be the sleek thing.
It is. And the first thing to clear up is this idea that cats are nocturnal. They're just not. The word for it, which is fascinating, is crepuscular.
Crepuscular. Okay, what does that mean?
It means their biology is hardwired for peak activity during the low light hours, so dawn and dusk.
So that 4 a.m. wake-up call isn't them being malicious or just bored. It's their ancient programming ticking in.
That's it, exactly. Their wild ancestors were hunting small rodents and insects during those twilight hours. It's just a primal instinct that sticks around, even for a cat that's never been outside.
So when they're meowing at me for food, it's more than just being hungry.
So much more. They are demanding to complete what behaviorists call the hunt, catch, kill, eat predatory sequence. That meal isn't just calories, it's the ritualistic end to their hunt. And when you get up and feed them, you've essentially trained them that you are the final essential step in that ritual.
So I haven't been an owner. I've been a co-conspirator in my cat's pretend hunt this whole time.
You've been playing a vital role.
That actually makes me feel a little better. But what about those sudden bursts of energy, the zoomies, when they just sprint across the house for no reason?
Right. The technical term is frenetic random activity periods, or FREPs.
FRPs. I like
And it
it.
makes sense. I mean, cats sleep, 13 to 14 hours a day. They're building up all this excess energy. The zoomies are just a really healthy, euphoric release. It's good for their muscles, good for their heart. It's usually a sign of a healthy cat.
Okay, so if we accept this crepuscular reality, how do we respect their feline clock without totally wrecking our own sleep? It feels like an impossible negotiation.
It's not impossible, but you need a strategy. And it's mostly about food and energy.
Okay.
First, remember their stomachs are tiny, like the size of a ping pong ball. So they really shouldn't go more than 8 hours without eating. A small meal right before you go to bed is a huge help.
And then that takes care of the hunger part. What about the hunting part?
That's the prey sequence play. Before that final meal, you need to give them a solid 10 to 15 minutes of really rigorous, interactive play.
Not just tossing a toy.
No, you have to make them stalk, chase, and kill the toy. It simulates a successful hunt, gets up that predatory energy, and then they eat and go into that natural, satisfied rest period. This is probably the single most important change you can make.
And the goal is to stop them from associating us, the humans, with that morning food reward, right?
Absolutely key. This is where automation is your best friend. An automatic feeder, set to go off maybe 20 minutes before their usual wake-up time.
So they learn to wait for the machine, not me.
Exactly. The machine becomes the source of food, not your sleepy presence in bed. But then, of course, they might still try to wake you.
And that's where it gets tough.
This is the hard part. It's called the extinction burst protocol.
Right. The ignore them 100% rule. But let's be real. When that meow is an inch from your ear, how do you get through that phase where it actually gets worse before it gets better?
And that's the burst. It's where almost everyone fails. You have to ignore them completely. No talking, no looking at them, not even a dramatic sigh.
Any reaction is a win for them.
Any reaction reinforces the behavior. The cat is thinking, okay, my usual method isn't working. I have to try harder, louder. If you give in, then you've just taught them that being extra persistent is the key.
That's a serious test of willpower. But it's good for our listeners to know. And quickly, before we move on, we should mention the health side of this.
Oh, absolutely. While most of this is behavioral, if you have an older cat, say 8 or more, and you see a sudden drastic increase in hunger or vocalization, get them to a vet.
It could be something else.
It could be a red flag for things like hyperthyroidism or even feline dementia. Always rule out a medical issue first.
Okay, so we've survived the dawn patrol. Let's talk about the midday disruptions. The #1 offender, The keyboard overlord.
Right.
You're finally focused, and boom, there's a cat on your keyboard. Why that specific spot?
It's a perfect storm of 4 different reasons, really. The first one is just pure biology, warmth.
From the laptop.
Exactly. Laptops give off heat, and a cat's ideal temperature zone is way higher than ours. We're talking 86 to 97 degrees Fahrenheit. Your keyboard is basically a custom heating pad for them.
But sometimes their actual heated bed is right next to me. Why the keyboard? Is it about attention?
That's a huge part of it. That's the second reason. They see you're stationary, you're focused, and to them, that signals perfect time for cuddles. They've learned that sitting there guarantees they get a reaction from you.
Okay, so warmth, attention, what else?
The third is scent marking. Your hands are all over that keyboard, so it smells like you. They're rubbing their own scent on it to create a shared, comforting, territorial marker.
Like a group scent.
Exactly. And the fourth is just, they're curious. The movement of your fingers, the cursor on the screen, it's entertaining for them.
So punishing them is pointless. It's about redirecting those needs.
Don't push them off, redirect, get a heated mat and put it right next to your desk. Or, and these work shockingly well, get one of those cardboard decoy laptop scratchers. Give them a better option that still meets their needs.
Okay, let's move to maybe the most baffling behavior. The strategic fall. When they just slowly bat an object right off the edge of a table while looking you right in the eye. It feels so deliberate, so spiteful.
And that's our human brain putting human emotions onto them. Cats just aren't capable of spite. The leading theory for this is called the test for flea theory.
Wait, so when my cat is knocking my phone off the counter, it's testing to see if my phone is alive.
Pretty much, yeah. In the wild, a common defense for prey is to freeze and hide in plain sight. So the cat is just batting the object to see if it will unfreeze and flee.
It's a cognitive test, and I wonder if I can chase this test.
It's a deep primal hunting instinct playing out on your car keys. Other reasons are just boredom, or the fact that they get a fun sensory reward, a loud noise, a fun movement.
So the things is more a playtime.
More structured, predatory play, and maybe some museum putty for your valuables. A bored cat will always find its own entertainment.
That's a good point. Which brings us to the doorway dilemma. The cat, standing half in, half out, just staring, blocking the way. What is that?
That is high-level feline safety protocol in action. They're not being indecisive. They are performing a thorough environmental assessment.
Insistent.
A doorway is a boundary between 2 territories. They are taking in all the sensory data, sounds, smells, temperature changes, potential threats before they commit their whole body to the new space.
It's a risk assessment.
A very serious one. And rushing them through it just amps up their anxiety because you've interrupted their data collection. All you can do is be patient.
Let's shift to comfort and consumption. Why does my cat ignore the $80 bed and sleep in the free shipping box, the cardboard throne?
Because the box provides things an open bed can't. First, security. An enclosed space is hiding enrichment. When a cat is stressed or anxious, a box is their safe room. It's a coping mechanism.
And warmth again, I'm guessing.
Definitely warmth. Cardboard is a fantastic insulator, so it helps them maintain that high body temperature they crave. It's a perfect little heat trap.
What I find so wild is that some studies show they'll even sit inside a 2-dimensional square taped on the floor.
Right. It suggests that even the idea of a boundary gives them a sense of cognitive comfort and security. It's a mental safe space.
So the flip side of that is toy rejection. You buy the fancy motorized mouse, and they just want to play with a crumpled piece of paper. Why trash over treasure?
It all comes down to prey fidelity.
Prey fidelity?
How well does the toy mimic actual prey? Those expensive, heavy, robotic toys often don't move or feel like a small mouse or a bug.
But a paper ball does.
A light, crinkly paper ball that skitters unpredictably. That is a perfect mouse substitute. The reward for the cat isn't the toy itself, it's the successful simulation of the hunt.
It's so humbling to realize we're being outsmarted by basic physics.
Every time.
Okay, to wrap up, let's talk about the most complex piece of feline communication there is. The purr. It's not just happiness, is it?
Oh, not at all. It's far too simple to think that. Yes, they purr when they're content, but they also purr as a powerful self-soothing mechanism when they're scared, anxious, or even in great pain.
So it's like a coping mechanism.
It's more than that. It's a self-repair tool.
A repair tool? How can a sound actually heal something?
The vibration. A purr is generated at a frequency between 25 and 150 hertz. And that specific frequency range has been shown in scientific studies to help with bone healing, reduce swelling, and promote tissue regeneration.
Wow, so a cat purring while it's hurt is literally performing its own physical therapy.
It's a biological strategy, and then there's also a very specific purr they reserve just for us. It's called the solicitation purr.
A solicitation.
It has a high-pitched cry, almost like a human baby's cry, embedded within the normal purring sound, and it is incredibly effective at getting our attention when they want something.
So the takeaway for the listener is you have to look at the context.
Always context. A purr in a sunbeam is happy. A purr while hiding under the bed is distress. Body language tells you everything.
This has been an amazing deep dive. I mean, the big lesson is that none of this is random. The 4 a.m. zoomies, knocking things over, loving a cardboard box, it all comes back to these sophisticated instincts for hunting, for security, for warmth.
Once you understand the feline code, everything they do starts to make perfect sense.
Yeah, and you can finally coexist.
And you can appreciate the bond even more. Which brings us to maybe the most intimate form of communication they have.
What's that?
The silent meow.
Oh, when they open their mouth right in your face, but nothing comes out.
Exactly. It's often a sound that's too high frequency for our ears to really pick up, and it's a sign of incredible affection and trust reserved for someone they are very, very close to.
So it's a profound gesture.
It is, because feeling trust is so conditional. Some cats, especially breeds like Siamese or Siberians, really bond intensely with just one person.
They pick a favorite.
They do. And when that cat shares that silent meow with you, it's a reflection of a deep, calculated trust. It means you have proven yourself to be a consistent source of security and comfort. It's an honor you have to earn.
So if your cat has chosen you as their person and gives you that quiet little acknowledgement, you've passed the ultimate test.
You've passed the test.
Yeah.
And that earned connection, that's probably the most rewarding part of understanding the code.